Yeah. Read that verse.
It's Deuteronomy 6 and 13.
I think it's another one too.
It says, thou shalt fear the Lord, thy power Yahweh, and serve him, and shall swear by his name. Ye shall not go after other powers of the gods of the people which are round about you.
Yep.
It says, for that.
Real quick, Luke 4 and verse 8, and it says, and Yahweh answered and said unto him, Get thee behind me, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. And then the brothers, you said the other precept? Deuteronomy 13 and 4, get it real quick.
Deuteronomy 13 and verse 4. He said, ye shall walk after the Lord Yahweh your power, and fear him, and keep his commandments, and obey his voice, and ye shall serve him, and cleave unto him.
Yep. Get Deuteronomy 10 and 20.
It's Deuteronomy 10 and 20, and it reads, thou shalt fear the Lord Yahweh thy power, him shalt thou serve, and
Go ahead.
And to him shalt thou cleave, and swear by his name.
Now look up that word serve in the Hebrew.
The word serve here in the Hebrew, this blue letter H 5647. It says abad. Ibad. It says to work, to serve, to labor, to serve as subjects.
This is talking about cultivating, right? Isn't that a labor?
Yep.
That's a work.
Yeah.
But that's what we're doing spiritually. When we do these shows, these breakdowns, when we come out here and teach and prophesy, it's a labor, right?
You can literally call it doing the work.
Doing the work. Go ahead.
It says to serve as subjects, to serve Yahweh, to serve with Levitical service.
To serve with Levitical service. That was how we worship. That was how we would worship the Most High in the temple. Right? But now we're through Yahweh being the ultimate priest under the priesthood. We all are priests now.
That's right.
So we all are doing a service to the Lord. Was that in 1 Peter where it talks about your reasonable service?
Yeah. Which is your reasonable
This is your reasonable service. Exactly. Go ahead, bro.
John, this is B. It says to be worked, be tilled of land, to make oneself a servant, to compel to labor or work, cause to labor, cause to serve as subjects. Going down even more.
You go into the strong definition. Like when you go down there, there's a few words that sticks out.
It says plant of the field, to grow,
or cultivate,
to till the ground, to dress it and to keep it.
Hey,
where are you at?
You said the strong word.
No. You read through the
verse.
Yeah, that's the verses. I think you in the Chaldean lexicon. Because basically it means to worship.
Yeah, I remember you bring that out. And the definition of one of them.
It also means to worship. Like matter of fact, when you go to the New Testament, go back to go to Luke 4 real quick.
Oh, I see. Yes, in
Found it?
Yeah, it's in the Hebrew Chaldean lexicon too.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it says right here.
You have to worship God.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, it says
look, where is that?
Yeah.
It said followed by Jeremiah 44, which we were going into earlier, right?
Yep.
It says use of the worship of Yahweh.
There it is. Use of the worship of Yahweh.
Or to serve Yahweh with anything, to offer sacrifice. It says serve or worship.
That's worship.
Yep.
You sacrificing to something, you worship. You worshiping.
Yep.
What are we doing out here?
Hey, that's what you do when you're a cult. You give extra things too, and you sacrifice certain things, You know, well, not that, but I mean, you give up things. I'm saying, using that word sacrifice as well.
Yeah.
You give up things to do it or to make it better. Your free time, your family time, your money, whatever.
Dedicate to it.
Yep. That's a form of worship. And when you cultivate plants, you can't just sit in the house and hope they grow. You got to go tend to them daily. You know, you got to continually, depending on the plant, you got to go out there and deal with it all the time. No matter what the weather, if it's bad weather, you see these farmers, when they have these freeze overs, they go out there and try to put blankets over the trees and shit, trying to save the crops. You know, all types of things you have to do when you're cultivating it to try to you have to give some of your sacrifice, your time and energy and safety sometimes to give to it.
That's like almost like a shepherd.
Yeah.
You know, have to.
But you got to fight that wolf that come across that. You know, you could lose your life.
James 1:26. If any man among you seem to be religious, and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. Verse 27. Pure religion and undefiled before the Most High, before God and the Father, is to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world.
That word religion, in that context, it means worship. All right, religious service, worship, so on and so forth. Because we used to always break down religion, going back to the Latin word, religio, which means the mind or spirit. According to the Bible, religion just means worship. So yeah, we are religion, you know,
Not according to
but not according to the world's aspect of it. Okay, because we have, you know, commandments, we have prophecies. That's what set this different from everything else.
duties.
Okay. So if you want to go back to that, and then also, like I mentioned, go to Luke 4 where I was just at, in the blue letter, and look up that word serve.
I don't have blue letters.
It was Luke 4 and 8.
Yep.
Look up that word when he said, him only shalt thou only serve.
You was done in that other chapter?
And First Corinthians. And this serve, this G3000. It says to serve for
The Greek word is what?
Yeah,
Latrio?
yeah, latrio. Or latrio.
Latruo.
Yeah, latruo. It says to serve for hire, to serve, to minister, to worship.
To worship.
Yep.
This is what I remember this one.
To perform sacred services, to offer gifts, to worship Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai in the observance of the rites instituted for his worship.
There it is.
The services that the priests would do. And now it's been opened up to the whole church to be
We're all
kings
priests.
and priests.
It says,
This is the altar right here. We got incense burning.
Yep.
We got the stick. We got the names of Yahweh and Yahushai within us. We calling upon those names. Because normally, if you have an altar, the name of the Father will have to be on that altar.
Right.
So this is basically an altar. All the different camps coming in the name of Yahweh and Yahushai, that's an altar to the Lord.
Yeah, and because the name is written in here, it's written in here.
Yeah. And we're the temple.
And we're the temple.
Yep.
Okay.
There are sacrifices that's going on here. Not an animal or whatever.
So that's how you would understand that this is church. This is the real church here. All right. So now that you got that understanding, so when you go back to worship, when anybody tell you, "Oh, you're a part of a cult,"
Yeah, I worship.
now you got the understanding. You can break it down. Oh, really? Okay. What does cult mean? Where does it go back to?
They don't even know.
We're cult of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. We worship Yahweh through His only begotten Son Yahushai. Yeah, and that's commanded. All right. You got all type of, man. You got sex cults out there. You got pedophile
I
cults.
saw that. That one nigga in Atlanta.
Nature Boy.
Yeah.
Was
that the one that just went to jail?
Yeah.
He got his ass.
Nigga making instructional videos.
Nigga
making.
That was a nasty
I had
nigga.
sex with my woman with my baby.
Yeah, we said son was right.
Oh, that was that. That was that nigga.
That was that nigga. Bro.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He said I got no problem with like, and he was trying to make it seem as if it was some spiritual, natural deep shit to
Yeah,
it.
righteous, like it was righteous.
Man, bro.
Wow.
And
There's no telling what type of freaky shit that this guy done behind the scenes.
And they was calling the nigga God.
Yeah, saying that he's the Messiah, he's God. You know. Now that right there, that type of cult.
yeah,
That's yo.
that's that David Koresh type of cult.
Yeah.
Jim Jones.
And Jim Jones cult, man.
And you see, he got a bunch of silly ass women following it. He got his little harem of women. They're all his wives. You know. And he moved them away from their families to move them down to Central America because he taught that you're more natural when you're closer to the equator. So he moved them down to Central America. Bug the hell out,
And they
you
was
know?
like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it makes sense. You know?
Yeah.
It didn't take long for niggas to be like, this some bullshit. But the women were still involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why the scriptures even talk about it. When they say laden with silly women,
Yeah,
right?
2 Timothy.
It easily will bring, if you know that the congregation got too many women around, something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Yeah.
So not enough men. That's why the congregation of the Lord is amongst men.
Yeah.
Flock of the Lord's pasture
Yeah.
among
Men. Also, Proverbs 8:5. Unto you men, I call.
And ye men of Israel. And from was that John?
It's calling out the men. But see, them women, like the verse says, that they're laden with sin and diverse lusts. So, you know, whatever bullshit he was spoon feeding them, he was basically, you know, seducing them, tickling their mind, you know, telling them some shit that they wanted to hear. Plus, they was probably attracted to the nigga. Nigga working out. Every time you see him, he got his fucking shirt off and shit.
All oiled up and
All
shit.
oiled up.
Got a staff and a big ass walking stick.
Yeah, nigga probably did porn and shit in his past or whatever. So all the women they following this nigga for superficial reasons.
And on top of that, if you got social media followers, bitches are, flock quick, man.
Yeah, hey, matter of fact, get 2 Timothy 3,
And while you saying that, let me say this.
3 and 6 and 7.
And while you saying that, let me say this real quick. Something that you gotta keep in mind and understanding about this is still talking about Easter. So this is still tapping into that same women worship, Queen of Heaven, Ishtar, Astarte, Easter, whatever vibration, fertility vibration.
Yeah, because when you look into him, he's all about. It was basically a sex cult,
Yeah,
but he tried to incorporate some of the teaching out of the Bible
right.
to try to exalt himself, to try to act like he's the Messiah, he's the one sent, he's the chosen one.
And get
Matter
your
of
ear
fact,
listening, but
yeah.
then the sex is what keeps them there.
Con. And the scriptures warn about that. You're gonna have seducing characters, seducing spirits, false prophets, false anointeds that's gonna rise up in the last days, man. No? Somebody can get that for me?
I got it. 2 Timothy 6 and 7.
No, 3 and 6 and 7.
Lucky, I got it. My bad.
You got it.
This is 2 Timothy 3 and 6. It says, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins.
Yep. You need their ass captive. All you got to do to get somebody captive, all you got to do is take hold of their mind.
Yep.
You ain't got to physically put chains on them and shackles and confine them, put them in a pit somewhere. All you got to do is just enslave somebody's mind. And
That's what Esau did to us.
That's what Esau did to us.
Right.
So when a man has a backing and he got a bunch of gullible people following him, and no matter what you tell him, no matter what evidence you prove that he's not what he portrays himself to be, and they don't want to, if they refuse to see the light, that means that person, that individual, his personality was so strong, these people became enslaved by him.
Yep.